paper. I did this study for my master's study 2 years back, 1.5 to 2 years back. And the study, since I'm from a design background, I concentrated more on illustrative use of instructions on ICTs. And I considered the person of low literate users from India. So let's get started with this. This is not working. Okay. So let me quickly tell you what are the instructional illustration. Though we know it and we use it every day, we don't know, okay, this is instructional illustration. So let me quickly introduce those things to you. So instructional illustration might not or might come with a text as a help. They generally tell you how, the informations like some facts, or you see signboards. These are signboards with some illustration. These are generally instructional illustration. They explain a concept like this, a bottle, how to remove a cotton from a bottle, or some a plan where you're instructing how this works or something like that, or some steps where tie how to knot a tie, or how to use some recipe or something like that. So these are some example of instructional illustrations, and they are sometimes used as a learning aid just to teach something. So they are, most of the time they are used as a learning aid. If you look at instructional illustration on ICTs, I mean any kind of devices where we interact with computers or interact with machines, mainly user interface based machines. Then you can see those instructional illustration as part of a coach mark, or software walkthroughs, or just like that, simple how to play a simple game, or how a particular icon work, or a link works, or something like that. And nowadays you can see that more and more brands are using illustrative based approaches to teach or learn, or tell something to their users, rather than just a text what we had earlier. But the instructional illustrations for the low literate users using that has not done for specifically ICTs. So my research question was how an instructional illustration can be used to facilitate important information to low literate users. Now, when low literate user use any type of ICTs, there are some, there are some problems, or there are some impediments they face because of the low literacy. What is that? So generally, they have a lack of fluency in write and read, because they are low literate. They are not very fluent in that. That results in limited language processing, and that makes them difficult to read any kind of interfaces. On other hand, they also have a limited cognitive ability, and there are a few papers written over this. And one of the paper is on this is written by Devanuj and AJ Joshi. So they face limited cognitive ability. They can't learn and understand, and not understand, they can learn and memorize everything if there is a larger amount of stuff. And so that's why they have less or no experiences, and they don't have less or no experiences with actual personal computers, and that creates a barrier in interacting with ICTs. So ICTs are information and communication technology. Sorry, I didn't mention that. So who was my target users? So the target users are Anganwadi workers. There are a lot of some researches are done with Anganwadi users, and who are they? They are a part of Integrated Child Development Scheme of Indian government. It is a scheme to improve nutritional and health status of children 0 to 6 years. There are also some part of the scheme which includes pregnant women and adolescent girls. And these Anganwadi workers are the frontline workers of this program. They manage most of this program, and they are responsible of a lot of things, and mainly the information-based things. They have to know a lot of things. They have to learn, memorize, and that requires in their job role. But they are upgraded through training courses, but in intervals. So they are not upgraded with the new knowledge or repetitive of learning courses in a very small durations. But once a year or something like that, they have some courses. They need some effective training generally because of their job profile, and they themselves stay in underdeveloped areas where there are literacy issues, and what the cognitive difficulties they have, I just explained. And this one thing I forgot to mention is this ICDS DC program is mainly for underdeveloped areas in bigger towns like Mumbai, or in remote villages, or um, uh, Jilla level areas. So so what I did is I'll jump on what I did rather than how I came to how I decided to go with this app and everything else, because I yeah I quickly cover what I did. So I chose the ICT device as an Android phone because most of Anganwadi users have Android phone of their own or in their family. Now, last year, they have also given Android phone by the scheme. So they have their own Android phone with some apps in it, specifically some important apps in it. So I created, but when I did the study, they didn't have job related device. They had their own personal devices. Most of them are Android phones. I created an app called Shiksha Learning App, and the language was Hindi, obviously, because most of them interact in Hindi. And the subject which I chose was growth monitoring. Now, I just want to talk about growth monitoring in very briefly. Growth monitoring is an activity they have to do every month for each child. So if there are 50 kids in their area where they have to take care of kids around a particular area, then they have to monitor their growth, and not only monitor, not only take the weight. They also understand. They also note down the weight of the child, and also monitor the child's growth using the weight. So that because it's an important subject for them, I chose this subject. And there were 3 modules which I introduced in the app. The first one was knowledge about correct weight plotting, how to correctly plot a weight, then how to interpret that weight on a growth chart. A growth chart is given to them, and basic health concept. If what happens if how to read it, the chart, and what are the things a health worker can understand from the growth chart, and what some health concept they can understand, diseases they can understand from the growth chart, and what are the common diseases, and what are the home remedies and something like that. So these were the 3 modules which were introduced in this app. In the study, what I did is with the same concept, I took videos and compared them with the app. Now, since the subject was to understand where instructional illustrations are effective for low literate users, I thought that it has to be understood from the not app perspective, but it has to be understood whether the instructional illustrations are effective or not. So I chose a video which is published by Sanchar WCD, and it is on the exact same subject. So I took their 2-3 videos and cropped them together and made a big video. And what I did is I gave them some pre-test questionnaire to understand how much of the subject they know. Half of the participant I gave app to understand about that subject. Half of the participant I gave video to understand that about that subject, and then I gave a post test. which was an open book. So if there is a question regarding health plotting or weight plotting or something like that, they can go to the app or go to the video and check it if they don't remember. So this was the actual case study, and these were the results. So in the pre-test there were 7 questions, and in post-test there were the 7 questions. And now these are only quantitative questions. I'm not counting qualitative questions over here. Correct answers given by all the participants in pre-test was 145 and post-test was 190. I won't go into detail of each and every number over here, but just want to highlight that there were a good number, good difference between the mean of the pre-test and post-test, and that was kind of I did that just to understand whether there was some learning, understanding, or did they learn something in between when I gave them intervention. Did their knowledge gain or not? So I did this test to just to understand, and we can see that there was some amount of knowledge which were gained. Then when I compared between the correct pre-test questions and correct post-test question, and after that when I compared post-test question of app and video, and I compared with both of them, then I also did a t-test and found out that there was a significant difference between both the tests. When I asked now the qualitative questions, when I asked the participants of app intervention, and many of them like the way the illustrations were telling them how to do something like that. They like it as a reference. If I want to remember something, or I want to know something, or I'm explaining it to some mother, some information, then it's a good that I have an app as a reference rather than video. This is what they thought. They thought that illustrations are better for referencing. They like step-based instructions. They like visuals, and they think there was some overall knowledge gain. They thought there was some knowledge gain. Sorry. So what was the conclusion? There were a significant difference between pre-test, post-test. There was some significant difference between correct answers given using app and using video. And information was conveyed using instructional illustration in app. So we can say that the paper suggests that the instructional illustration can be used as a visual aid to convey information to low literate users. So it is a tool that can be further researched and used. So this was the conclusion of the short paper. There was some limitation. I just quickly touch based on that too. Since I didn't design video content, I didn't have any say or any design expertise on the video. So people might say that because video were bad, if the video is badly taken, maybe people like app more or something like that. That could happen. So maybe somebody in future should design a video on their own and create instructional illustration and then test it together. I also didn't calculated anything about contribution of app as an interaction. So interacting to an app and interacting to a video is two completely different things. So I understood that, but I didn't take that as a study point or as a research point in any areas. So that can be also done. Then there are different information types. There are different type of information that can be shown using instructional illustration that I didn't test it. I tested very specific type of information. Then I had very limited qualitative findings. I could have done more interviews around with the users and after the users and so on. So I couldn't do that because I have some limited time available. So what can be done? We can study the same thing with a high number of participants. We can also test the impact factors like app interactions and multimedia experience like audio and video. One thing I forgot to mention, that video has the audio, but the app didn't have any audio sound. So those were again the difference. And we can also test instructional illustration as a only reference material. So yeah, so those were the limitations and future work. Thank you.